All right, what's going on? So we back with the Libations Podcast, and I got my two distinguished guests today, DJ Fuse, my brother,
Salute.
and DJ T.O, man. And I'm glad to have you guys here. Thank you for showing up to Legacy Studio. And man, we're gonna talk about DJing and all that, man. Y'all stay tuned. Before we get started, man, we're gonna bring it in for a toast. We toasting with apple juice. Hey, never above you, never below you, but always by your side. Libations.
Let's get it.
All right, man. We back in the building today, man. How you guys doing?
Man, we're glad to be here. This is my second time, man, in the Libations Podcast studio. I'm here, man, with my main man, DJ T.O. Reigning champ for a few, 6 years?
Was it 6?
I think so.
I did
At least.
I think I did 6, 1, 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, 6 years, 1, 4. I can't even brag too much, man, because I'm telling you, I was at the butt end about them 4 times, placing that second behind my man's butt. There's no better person I'd rather lose to, man. We all know DJ T.O, man. He's a very focused individual, mastering that skill set, man. And man, it was a pleasure. This year, I get to sit back, man, and enjoy, great DJing. I get to view it. I get to judge it. Man, it's an honor and a pleasure. I was elated when I received the call, and they told me about it. I always said to myself that if I ever get an opportunity to judge, I would. So yeah, man. Cheers, man. Bless up. I'm glad to be here, man.
Man, absolutely, man. And T.O, man, is reigning champ for so many years. I seen you step back from the limelight last year. How was that for you, man? How did you feel about being a judge? And then also, how did you feel about what's the DJ that won?
James Boogie.
James Boogie. How did you feel about him winning?
Man, well, first off, like being able to step back and judge, it was a whole new experience, leading up to the battle, it's like, you so locked in and focused on, getting the little things right, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then being able to just step back, show up the day of, you know what I mean, and just enjoy the show and see what, other DJs bring to the table. You know what I mean? That was just, it was a whole new experience. I felt like I'm here. Yeah.
You felt like at peace.
I'm here.
He was able to enjoy it this time.
Yeah.
Is this the first battle that you've been able to like be a part of and witness that you had that type of peace with, where you just had to show up and do your thing?
Yeah. So that part was cool.
Yeah.
Shout out James Boogie.
Yes.
He
did his thing, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
He pulled up, just wreck shop, just ran through everybody.
I seen the footage. It was ugly.
Yeah.
Wow. My man, he had one of his signature moves and shit when he did the show.
Yeah.
Where he grabbed the vinyl. And he was scratching like.
Yeah.
Pulled that vinyl up, man.
Bruh. You know what we did? We saw when they first came out with the phase, we saw DJ Jazzy Jeff do that, but like nobody really
took it and personified.
Yeah,
well, that's where he got it from. I mean, where he drew inspiration from.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, you said maybe. Is that true?
I mean, well,
that type of move right there is.
So basically, what he's saying is, Jazzy Jeff, visually, that's the first person we've ever seen do it, but nobody took it and personified it. And James Boogie, he took it, and used it, and I can tell you now, he sealed his victory with that one. Now, us as DJs, we've seen it before, but no one used it. So he came in and he used it, man, and that was it.
Yeah, with some swagger too, boy.
Oh yeah, killed it.
Man,
I'd hate to be the other DJ on the other side. That's hard to compete with,
Yep.
Man, so seeing that now you're in the role of a judge,
Yeah.
man, what type of stuff are you looking for, man?
You know what? And I have to say it. Uh, when I did the DJ battle 2 years ago, there was some erroneous judgment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you know me, I'm a very humble guy. I took
Mm-hmm.
I took my L's just like I took my wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's one thing that I always wanted to do. I wanted to come back and and be a part of correcting that error, right? And basically, I'm going to be really focused on um, the different categories. Like sometimes, if I myself as a DJ, if I specialize in character, not really the skill set, just the character behind the skill set. If I specialized in that, then sometimes I would just focus on that. But now I want to steer clear of whatever I specialize in, and I want to get a broad spectrum of every single thing. So for any DJ that's battling, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm only gonna spend a small period of time looking at your character. I'm only gonna spend small
Shit,
period.
talk to him.
I'm only gonna
Actually, right
spend.
here, right here.
Hey, how you say you? Give me that camera. I'm only going to spend an adequate amount of time in each category, which means I will judge you evenly. So if you got skill, give me that, and then focus on your character. Give me that, and then focus on transitioning. Give me that. I'm telling you, don't just focus on all skill because you're only going to hold my attention for so long, and that's the only way we can adequately judge. So yeah,
So the showmanship is a big deal for you,
oh yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, that's what I specialize in
Yeah.
is showmanship.
So you're saying if you got two you have two contestants of equal caliber or equal skill set,
Right.
the thing that's going to differentiate one from the other is the character. Is
Yep. So if you
right.
if you're both great beat jugglers, I'm gonna look for the song selection and the character behind the song selection. Like I've seen it plenty of times. People are beat juggling, kind of like what's my guy Miles Medina. In his beat juggling, he added in trash talk. You know, pointed them out and everything. That's character. You see. Now that right there gets a 10 paddle because not only did he exemplify the skill set, he put the character behind it, which gets him another 10. So that's like, boom, all ratings, right? So just be aware, DJs. Just be aware, it's a new sheriff in town. So
So I got a question. With the development of the show, do you guys have input in it? Do you say, "Hey, look, let's let like"? Do you give ideas for what's going to happen in the show, as far as like what? Because I know this year, like so, last year they did the standard like format of show,
right,
and then at the end, DJ Black Apache, and shout out to him,
right.
he came in and he did a whole nother thing where he at the end he switched it up to his skill set
Oh,
or
that was
for
crazy.
for
That
his
was
thing, and then
crazy.
he added another 300 on top,
Yeah.
and then he said, "Hey, look, man, you can't have Bad Bunny. You got to have this X, Y, and Z,"
So
and it turned up the crowd.
right.
So
So
I say my question would be like, do you guys have any special input in this year's show?
So I'll throw my small spat in it because he would have more insight since he was a judge. But what happens is, and this is why it's so important to make sure you always pay homage to people who've done this and who has opened the doors. Shout out to DJ Mark X, shout out to the late Rob Swift and those guys and Pooh Hef and Black Apache, of course. These guys opened the doors for us.
Mm.
And due to the fact that, like, no matter how many times this man was ever the reigning champ, no matter how many times I placed decently, in the battle, we never let that supersede our teachers, right?
But
So,
you've always placed.
oh yeah, I
Okay,
always
okay.
place.
I want to make that clear,
Yeah.
guys. You're talking about to one of the El Paso legends in the building with both of
Oh
these
yeah,
two.
yeah.
And
The
so,
objective man is to place top three.
mhm.
And like I said, we've no matter what we did or how the system elevates you because Pastor has a system. They elevate you like, man, when you own, you own. But the higher you go, make sure this is like what is 48 laws of power. You're never greater than your teacher. And by us abiding by that law, we can now have input. I'm comfortable with picking up the phone and calling Black Apache and saying like, hey, bro, hey, we kicked it like this last year. What you think if we, and my opinion weighs in because I honor him. You know what I'm saying? As so
That's why I guess I say that, because from what I understand from the last sit down we had with the main conglomerate of DJs that's going to be a part of this event,
Mhm.
is that there's going to be a lot of competition coming into town this year. And so because of that, I feel like the space, being the fact that you have a lot of space because you're in a smaller venue that you're used to, you're familiar with,
right.
that you have the flexibility.
Oh yeah.
So you may be able to say, all right, them two, all right, it'd be good to competitively judge these
Yes.
to the point and not be scared to turn it this way or that way
Mm-hmm.
to create an instance where it's a tie
Yes.
in order to say, hey, look, what we gonna do?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Are we gonna land it in between juggling or mixing or whatever the terminology is?
That's that smoke.
It would be good to say, you know what, we in round 2 with it, and it's not just play your next set.
Correct.
It's got to be something off the cuff.
You know what I'm saying? It would be good to have some off the cusp action.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna really identify. That's gonna make it to where somebody really has to be
Oh yeah.
uber prepared.
On they go ahead.
Speaking on that, that's a time where I did lose. I did get second place.
With Bless One.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. Shout out to Bless One.
It came down to an instance where we tied, and shout out Pooh Hef. He was like, hey, you know what, man? We're gonna have a beat juggle off.
Ooh.
And it was me and Bless. At the time, my skills weren't as honed in. You know what I mean? Shout out Bless One. In the battle this year again, right? And that was a toss up. You know what I mean? Where it could have went either way. You know what I mean? And it made the battle so much more interesting than just go ahead and do the next routine that you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you prepare so much, sometimes it's like I found myself before going up against Fuse. I found myself, just I don't want to disrespect anybody, just kind of like not running through competitors, but
you feel like it wasn't as challenging as you wanted it to be.
He ain't gonna say it. He was killing them.
He's cooking
that's just like it. He was cooking them. Let him cook. Hey, I mean, he's not gonna say it because he's a super humble guy, but I'll say it for him, man. Everybody knew it. Like, bro, it takes a lot to beat him, and you really got to come with it because I'm gonna tell you something. He ain't gonna never tell y'all this. I'm saying it on camera. Hey, you come here, camera.
Hey.
Here's the T.O. edge. If you've never been in the or like the orifices of his creation, I'm gonna tell you what happens. He's a thinker, and when I tell you he's a thinker, it makes him meticulous behind the set. So when you're doing your best set, you just messed up because your best will never supersede his because he's meticulous. Like, he's the type that gets a mixer and actually does what you're supposed to do with that mixer, i.e. learn everything about it before you buy another one. So another guy I want to mention, man, Puncho. Puncho said something. He's the CEO of the US All-Star DJs, right? Shout out to Puncho.
Shout out Puncho.
So Puncho said something, man, and I ain't gonna lie. The only reason I got offended was because he was talking to me, and it was the truth. He said, man, I see all y'all out here, man, with this expensive, high-paid equipment, and your skill set doesn't change. He said, you're still doing the same thing. Here's the problem. Why buy a $5,000 mixer when you got a $2,000 mixer here that you still haven't mastered, right? So while you are doing your best set, he done mastered the equipment. He killing you. And then you got to remember, he's a drummer too. So them left and right hands,
I ain't know
coordinated.
that. I ain't know that.
Because the one thing that he always get on a lot of guys, a lot of other DJs, some of the younger guys, he say, man, learn how to do what you can do with your left, with your right. That's very important in the game of DJing because it makes you just that much nastier. Be able to go back and forth with both hands. And that's something that everybody needs to work on. I'm telling you right now, even myself, like there's things I can do with my left, I can't do with my right. So you have to work on how to do it because you'll never beat him if you can't. You see what I mean? He's giving you hey, look, he's not a gatekeeper. He's telling you what it takes. People don't listen. Just throwing that out there.
Well, you put it out there because I mean, I'm glad you brought it up. Okay, that's tools for success, right?
Mm-hmm.
T.O, give me some other man. Give me something that you wish somebody would have told you in this field, in this niche.
As far as the battle, man, it's a lot of just repetitiveness. Like, you got to really be willing to sit in front of your set and do the same thing for hours on end.
Yep.
And if you don't have the patience or the will to do that, it's going to be a little mediocre. You know what I mean? It's not going to be as clean. You know what I mean? You got to be willing to put in that work. And on top of that, you got to be willing to let your creativity do what it does. You know what I mean? Yes. Whatever you have an idea of, you got to be able to match your skill and bring that together so that it comes out, right, through sound. You know what I mean? If you can't put those two together, that's where a lot of people kind of fall short. They either fall short on the skill end, where they're just kind of doing blah, 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 whatever.
Yep.
Or
it's true. I
was going to call somebody out, but I ain't going to say that.
Or
I was about to say something.
Yeah, or they have those they have those dope ideas, right? And skill end don't match up. But sometimes it's real stale when it's all skill and no creativity. Like Fuse said, no character.
Bingo.
You know what I mean? It just, you're sitting there and you're just watching, and you can appreciate the skill, but it's like, it's not moving me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So when you're able to, marry those two together, that's the perfect combination. And that's something that I learned.
If I'm a DJ, and I'm not, I'm a barber, I do video work, and that's what you're watching, but I would take that as, you need to be, I feel like what I'm taking digestion from what y'all saying is, you need to get your skill set to where your vision is.
Bingo.
And then also, once you get there, and you need to be able to do that in real time for a battle, for you to say, all right, I'm the dopest DJ. Other than that, you need to also do it probably in front of a mirror or some kind of display that shows you, so that you can start working on your character, like Fuse said.
Bingo.
Yep. Get you a camera in front of you, an iPhone, whatever you need to do. I remember I used to set up my iPhone just on a regular tripod
and just record.
And not just the visual aspect of it, because in battles, everything's timed.
Yep.
So you're looking at the clock and you're looking at, how you look. You know what I mean? So you want to get your time locked in, and you want to see what you look like in front of everybody. You know what I mean? Because and I'm guilty of it too. Like,
yeah, they're looking down,
head down, and just doing what you're doing. That's cool, but every once in a while you got to look up at the crowd and like interact. You know what I mean? And Fuse is the master at that.
Look, remember that scene of Drumline, bro?
I'm glad that came up.
Remember the scene of Drumline, right? When you had Nick Cannon, he was going up against the one of the drum majors at the time that really didn't like him, right? And they were doing the little standoff with the cadences, right? With the snare drum. But here's the problem. The problem is everybody can get down, you know what I'm saying, while you're looking at what you're doing, but your character is projected once you take your eyes off of the set, show your professionalism, and still be able to maintain pace, cadence, all of that. Talk trash, talk to the crowd, man, you can even leave your set, come back, get the crowd hype, come back in, jump back into it. See, as a judge, if I had two paddles, I hold them up, because there's no way that I can thumb down your performance, because now you've just separated yourself, you see? And it becomes just that much more competitive. So, like the scene of Drumline, when they were moving, they told them, that's what happens. A lot of times when DJs take their eyes off the set, fumble, and you go, you're all over the place.
But see, that's the thing, is like what y'all saying. Y'all really preaching right now.
Right.
Because what that means, even to me, as somebody that's not even in y'all industry, that just means that you have to work so hard on your craft that your muscle memory gonna kick in. And if you do that, then it's second nature. So then you can add elements of character and showmanship into your, into your show, into your set,
Yeah.
And that's just a skill set you have to develop, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's perishable too. Know that DJs, your skill is perishable, meaning that if you're not, and the wise words of DJ Jazz, man, one of the the greats out here, man, he has this quote that he says, man, and he say it all the time, but he don't really realize how it resonates with people that understand what he's saying. He says, eat, sleep, scratch, repeat.
Mm,
That means when you get up in the morning, right? You want to eat a little. When you sleep, you want to eat. You want to get up, scratch, and repeat that every day. Which
right.
means
Yeah.
that there shouldn't be a day that goes by that you're not honing your skills.
So
And yeah,
systemize your skill set.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So here's another question for you guys.
What you got?
Being that we're in 2025, right? And here's the thing I always tell everybody: content creation in 2020 was whatever it was, and it's went up 150 million
Man,
since then, and it's supposed to triple by 2050.
right.
Right? No, not 2050, 2030.
Yeah,
Excuse my
2030.
language. How do you feel that that ties into personal brand of a DJ, and how important do you feel like that is to the growth and the opportunity that come from it?
Oh, all right. I'll take a stab. And the reason as to why I'm taking a stab at it, man, is because everybody has a weak area, and that's where I'm weak at, right? So to let you in on a little bit of my personal life, I mean, much like other DJs, man, I'm a family man,
Mhm.
married, a million of kids. So somewhere, and like I said, my brother, he gets on me all the time. Somewhere you have to create a space to show your creativity. You have to create the time. If you don't, this is where you lose booking. This is where you lose opportunities. This is where, you fall off. All of those things that you see happen to great DJs, it happens because of neglect. And the more you neglect your skill, or you neglect to post content, or you neglect to age with the times. Because I mean, I'm 39 years old, and I'm telling you, I got to get with it. That social media, that aspect of the game is just as important as honing your skills. Practicing. So yeah, if you want to miss out on opportunities, if you want to fall off, then hey, put social media to the side. If you want to continually
Yep,
evolve, then you got to
Yeah.
pick it up. All platforms.
absolutely. And then DJ T.O, what you feel? What's your take on it?
It's kind of like you ever like you're having a conversation with somebody and you're like, hey, what happened to, you know, like I don't see them posting no more. I don't, and it's just a regular person, not even a DJ. You know what I mean? It could be just a friend. I mean, you know, um, they moved off somewhere else. You know what I mean? They started a family and they don't post, and you might not have their number no more. So you're just like, hey,
Mm,
what happened to them? You know what I mean?
yep.
Mhm.
It's the same thing, but magnified with social media now. It used to be for DJs, we could just post a mix once a month, every 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
and people would be satisfied with that. You know what I mean? People would
Mm-hmm.
love that.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like you gotta post. You gotta post every day, at least some form of content, a flyer. You know, uh, where you're gonna be this week, and then you gotta post a reel, a TikTok once a week.
Engagement.
And you got to keep it up for all the same reasons that Few says, for bookings,
Yep.
and it's not just club gigs. Even as I see a lot of DJs on YouTube and TikTok that all they do is weddings.
Mhm.
That's their
Mm-hmm.
second gig,
Yep.
and they have to keep up on TikTok and YouTube consistently every week.
Yep.
If not, their bookings go down.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, we gotta step it up a little bit
I
more.
just feel
We
like
do.
here's my take on it, and
Mm-hmm.
this should go for both of y'all too. Maybe take
Yes.
this. I mean, as a point, as a barber, I got to 6 months, no, like solid.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have no slots. It's some point where it gets overwhelming where you can't, where you like, damn, can I take a vacation?
Mm.
If you can't get to that point, then guess what? Your ass should be posting.
Yep.
That's my thing. All right, because now you can dictate the pace of your business.
Yep.
However what you want to be engaged with it is however it's being your engagement is coming to you.
Mm.
You have to be able to tap into what works for you. When you on the set and live, and you know when you put this mashup or you put this mix into play and people react to it, that all of those moments, think on them and make sure that you create content around those moments because you know they work. It's like a comedian that knows that a joke works. That makes sense.
Punchline.
So my thing is just make sure you tap into those moments, and they don't have to be long. You're thinking like a minute or 2 minutes or 5. You don't even need that. 30 seconds.
Yep.
Was like, oh my God. I was telling Fuse the other week, was it a couple days ago?
Yeah.
I was like, hey man, look, it's not too many DJs that really take this skill set seriously. They understand how to read a crowd. They understand what the BPMs is to make them do this or that. If it's the end of the night, I'm gonna bring it down. If it's I want to bring them up, then I know what BPMs to go to do. That's such a technical skill set.
Science.
Right? And it's a science. And then it's also other sub skill sets in the mix where you're mixing, you're juggling, you're scratching. All of those things are skills that you have to display. Because, I mean, how the hell do I do? What do I do? If I say, hey, T.O, the coldest, one of the coldest DJs I know, you need to hire him because he can do X, Y, Z.
Right.
Same thing. DJ Fuse is my brother, and he's one of the coldest DJs. How do I show them that? Because they may you don't know who the fuck they know. They may be Jazzy Jeff's cousin.
Yep.
And they might say, hey, look, I'm out here in fucking El Paso or wherever the fuck you are, excuse my language. But wherever you are, and they may pass it to this DJ that's got so much, skill set to be like, yo, nah, he's trash. How do you display the skills?
Yep.
That's the thing.
Social media.
That establishes you as a subject matter expert in your niche.
Yep.
Not only does the work flow go, but you have to put yourself on camera.
Yep, you do.
You have to be able to tell your story. You have to be able to tell why you're doing X, Y, and Z. Yeah. That's what fucking people want to see in 2025. Yeah. Now, it's harder. It is harder right now to do that, but also it's easier. It's the supply and demand. They usually grow together. Yep. So the supply, if the demand is high, then there's things there's tools that's gonna make that job a little easier.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
It's not gonna grow to unsubstantial amount. Yeah.
I say it like this. I would have not had the opportunity to know and meet some great DJs like DJ Craze if it hadn't been from social media. That's how vital and important it is today. Like, man, can I tell you, like, I want y'all to know that till this day, every DJ on a professional level, we talking like they're doing big shows. Like, they're all corporate, They do local events just for fun. They're all corporate, all, major festivals and stuff like that. Every DJ that I've reached out to has responded back like, matter of fact, I don't even expect to get a response, but I just reach out like, let me hit Craze up, man. Like, I want to know where he gets his music from. They don't gatekeep. He tell you, hey man, look, bro, DJ City. Like, he straight up threw it out there. I was like, he said, and then, he was just like, man, let me go a little further, man. Like, get into the. I'm like, I'm amazed. They don't have to do that. Like, you reach out to to some people in the industry, like, they won't even respond. Like,
but that's what any field. It's like that with barbering. Yeah. That's why I try not to be that person. Right. If somebody reach out to me, I try to, answer or find, hey, look, man, I'm here if you need me, X, Y, Z. But it's not too many people like you, me, T.O. I know if I was a DJ, I could reach out to you and T.O. both. It's a rarity, right? And that's the thing. Because that's the thing, it makes you more special than everybody else. Yeah. And you have to learn how to capitalize on that because you really do give a fuck about the industry. You really do wake up. Well, if I go 2 weeks without cutting hair, somebody got to come get this goddamn fade. Somebody has to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all feel that same way about what y'all do.
Somebody got to hear them skills, man. Somebody got to something.
So, I mean, sometimes it boils down to just being a hustle. And I think, here's my thing. If you're good at anything and there's a level of like, I have to do this shit, then for some reason, man, there's a lot of people out there that have a God-given talent.
Right.
And and for some reason, if they hit the lotto today, fuck that talent. I'm gone. I'm out the window. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go do this, go on vacation. You ain't gonna see me again. You gonna see me behind. Fuck this DJ and shit. fuck barbering. Fuck whatever it is that you do.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's a bad thing because God has blessed you with a gift, and you should be able to capitalize and understand that that's for you.
Operate in that gift.
That's for you. Operate in the gift. Yeah. And then also it's for you. Like what you have and what you've been gifted with is not for me. And you can't monetize that shit.
There's a very, very important scripture text I like to use, and it's fitting for what we do. It's in Deuteronomy 8:18. It's one of my bishop's favorite quotes. And it says it, and you know what? As many times as I've thumped through the Bible, I never saw it until he mentioned it. And I went back and looked. And I say, that's crazy. It says, God gives us the ability to create wealth. Think about that for a minute. That means that everything that we do and that divine talent that we have, if your talent is divine, people will tell you.
Yes.
You ain't even got to tell yourself.
Yes.
Every time you cut them clippers on and you spin that chair around and you make somebody go from the age of 58 to 25, that's a divine talent. I mean, this is real talk. Like, how many hits did that video get? Like, almost in the millions now on TikTok?
Yeah.
Literally, I've watched this brother cut. Shout out to Legacy Barber Studios as well, man. But I've watched this brother cut for the better half of 11 years. And I'm telling you, I've seen all of his cuts. I saw this thing on TikTok and I watched it 8 times. And I got the ability to come pull up on him whenever I feel like it. But I watched it 8 times because I'll say, ain't no way. I say, this got to be AI. Ain't no way. But that's a divine talent. As many times as I watch this man cut and drop songs, it never gets old. Because I know when I come, I'm going to see something fresh. Every time, I'm like, yeah, boy, I'm finna get the... That's why it was never an issue, man. When I had an off night, he already knew. I was either pulling up on him or Mark or somebody that I knew that was doing something innovative with the skill set. So you have a God-given and a divine talent, but it's to create wealth. But the objective is, man, how do you get to the money? Man, look, bring your heads together, man. Find out.
My thing is with that is if you do it with love, the money gonna come to you.
Yep.
You beating out 90% of everybody that do what it is that you want to do, because you love it. Yep. Because you gonna be up early for it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're not losing no sleep. You're gonna be up early, excited to go do it, and you're gonna do that consistently over fucking time and years.
Sure is.
And everybody else that not recognizing that they have that talent, that have a fucking talent, but are trying to monetize it instead of embrace it, they're going to fall behind on the wayside, and then you're going to end up excelling.
Yep.
So don't worry about that. Worry about falling into that energy of respecting the talent and the skill set that God blessed you with.
Yep.
Right? Because that's going to set you apart. You don't have to worry about it. God has already blessed you with it. You have a lot of hidden talent. Like Fuse tells me all the time. My studio, I decorate and design and whatever. So any spaces I'm in, I try to, make sure that it looks a certain way because that's just in me. Yep. That's a gift. God gave me the gift. You know what I'm saying? I may not go that way, but you have something that you do. If you like, who was it? Comedian.
Man, you name him, man. Who? What?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey said, how you identify your gift is what, like you said earlier, is when people recognize that gift over and over again.
Yep.
You done heard it 3, 4, 5, 6 times that you fry the best chicken. Why in the fuck don't you open your own chicken spot? Seriously.
Yeah. That's true.
You got to be able to tap in and say, you know what, I got 3, 4 gifts. I itinerize your gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Identify it and list your gifts, because it's people that's telling you what your gifts are all the time. God is telling you your gifts, but you don't hear him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's sending people to you to tell you what your gifts are.
Yep. And
Itemize them.
Yep.
Like, put them on an itinerary and say, hey, you know what? I like these two. Focus on, if you got 10 gifts, focus on 3 of them. That's
Please.
3 streams of income that you're going to kill and cook everybody else in.
There you go. Multiple streams of income.
Yep.
That's how you survive, man. But yeah, man. Oh,
That's crazy.
it's there's so many like powerful, meaningful like quotes that keep coming to mind when we talking about, man, honing in on that skill, man. I'm telling you, 2025 for us, man, and many others, I know it's gonna be different, because the older I get, it's not like the skill set is going anywhere. The older I get, the more I realize the need for, and then whatever gift you have, there's somebody out waiting to see it to pay for it.
Yep.
People will monetize and they will fund your dreams.
Definitely.
Sometimes sometimes people don't know what they want until you show it to them.
That's true. Boy,
So that's the thing. It's like they may be like, they like scratching, but they don't even know it's called scratching.
yeah.
They might like juggling, but they don't know it's called juggling.
Mhm.
Sometimes they ain't never seen a DJ ever in their life, but they like find these skills and stuff that people that they see a DJ do, a skilled DJ do, and they may want that for other events, because you guys are the kings of events. My wife is about to have her birthday party, and I got my brother Fuse
Shout out to
planning
you,
it.
Bum, man. That's gonna be fun, man. That's gonna be fun. I'm telling you.
So I mean, yeah. So it's good. My big message I say from this podcast, from me, is hone into whatever your gift is and respect it, and itemize that joint, man.
Oh
Seriously.
yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next segment, man. Let's talk about DJing a little bit. Let's talk about the shift from vinyl to digital and how that changed your DJ style.
Oh, I'm gonna let T.O take that one.
Well, I think both of us might be a little bit.
I'm gonna
young
let you
for the-
take it first.
Yeah, young for the actual transition.
Mhm.
You know, I heard about that mainly through Mark, because Serato really became a thing like 03, 04.
Yep.
But I didn't start on digital. I started with CD players. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Then I bought turntables. Then I moved to what's called a digital vinyl system.
Yeah.
Right? So that means you're playing on vinyl records, but it's going to a sound card that's going to your laptop that's sending the sound back to the mixer. You know what I mean? So through all of that, it comes down to the same thing, man.
Yeah.
If you could queue up a record on a CD player, you should be able to queue up a record on an actual vinyl record. You should be able to queue up a record on digital vinyl. It should be 10 times easier on the digital system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the same thing as everything else. It's practice.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little messy though.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a page out of Pooh Health book, man. I'm gonna get a little messy. Oh, because I know where you're going, but I'm with you. Here's what everybody notice. And when I mean everybody, I'm saying everybody that doesn't DJ, right? There you go. Like Alicia Keys said something that was so offensive to me.
Oh,
it was offensive. She pissed
shit.
me off.
Okay.
I'm talking about, I don't spend much time on social media, but I scroll from time to time, and I'm scrolling and I'm bumping through TikTok, and boom, land on her. She say, "What the F do DJs do?"
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Oh man, I zoomed in. I'm just like, "Excuse me?" She said, "I'm just saying." It's like, so what the F does DJ do? I'm just like, okay. So I had to back up off the scene because I understood what she meant. She's talking about a specific type of DJ that only possess the skills from a digital standpoint. Like one thing that we all talk about is the abuse of stems. Stems, it's not new. It's not new. It's just it's been made super easy so that all can do. Now, stems is being able to stem out a portion of the song while the rest of the song continues. So if I want to stem out the vocals, the beat and the chorus, I mean not the beat, not the chorus, but the beat and everything will persist, but I just stem out the vocals. Or if I wanted to stem out all instruments and just leave vocals, I can do that with a click of a button.
Yeah.
However, common when we came up, you just had to get the acapella, you had to get the instrumental,
Right.
and you had to be more creative. Here's the catch. You cannot stem if you don't have the skill before. Now, you know, Serato and Virtual DJ, they've come out as to where you just press a button. So how does Lamont, who don't DJ, know the difference? That pisses us off, like, bro. And then if you say something, you're a hater. You see? Like, if we be like, bro, I don't know why you impressed. Like, he literally pressed a button. Everything is synced up and he pressed a button. That's it. So that bothers DJs that had to go through. We had to endure more. We had to do more practice, more repetition, more, you know,
more research,
more crate digging get that.
Yeah, I remember listening to a DJ Jazzy Jeff mix. I'd be like, bro, where did he find that acapella?
Still to this day.
It's nowhere on the internet.
Nope.
He had to have got it off a record, an actual record that had an acapella on it.
Man, I'm telling you.
And now you just press a button.
So here's what I want to do. I want to let everybody understand that there is a messy part to this. And I want to point out the messy when it's necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When I say messy, it's not about like being a hater. I just want the average Joe to understand, like, or I want Alicia Keys to understand the difference between somebody who actually took the time, you know, and honed in on the skill, and then somebody who, you know, took a quarter of that time and portrayed a skill that only shows just this little bit of, you know, button pressing. You know what I'm saying? So for somebody like Alicia Keys, she couldn't figure it out. Like, okay, why would my producers or why would my showcase managers would be paying these DJs the type of dollar that they're paying them to do this? When you got, you know, a T.O, you got a Mark, me, you know, all these great DJs, you know, these guys are meticulous. They're cutters. They have honed in on a set of skills that if Alicia Keys saw that, she wouldn't ask that question. So I had to scale back. I had to be like, okay, I see why she asked this question. Because if I was her and I didn't understand what DJs do, I'd ask the same question.
Yep.
Because
nobody took the time to educate her.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, but she got educated real quick.
And you know what else? I think that's what's important about. I mean, we've done it in this city for a while now. Shout out DJ B Sly.
Yes, sir.
And Mixed Connection.
Absolutely. Shout out to
Vinyl him. Nights.
Yep.
I'm seeing in different cities, bigger cities, they're starting to pop up more and more. Why? Because there is a certain amount of people that do want to see people with those skills that don't just press a button and do something amazing with an acapella or with anything on a record. On a real record, you might find a crazy remix, you know, that nobody, you know, the general public has never heard. Us as DJs maybe have heard it, you know what I mean? But it's going to send the crowd into a frenzy, you know what I mean? Because it's real vinyl. You had to go to a record store, find that, buy it, play it out, have the courage to play it out in front of people, you know? So that's what's cool about like vinyl nights, you know what I mean? And shout out to anybody who does them and who takes the time to put a crate together and carry it to the
That's what I'm saying.
spot.
Like it's a lot of classes that could be given that's just based on micro skills. You know what I'm saying? And like y'all as a conglomerate of DJs could be doing that. It's like, you know, we do that all the time as barbers.
It's T.O. fault, man. He worked too much, man. I'm throwing him under the bus. He's the busiest DJ in the city, man. I remember them hours, man. They're tough, but you know what though? He is dedicated. Like even now, you know, pulling up spare of the moment. All you gotta do is give him a time and a place, you know, and he'll be there. And as far as myself, man, I'm pushing. I'm pushing myself. Bless you. I'm right behind you. I ain't gonna lie. I've been holding mine, but I'm that's why I keep putting emphasis on this year. This year, I want to, do things with our skill set that hasn't quite been done, or if it's been done, it's been lost, and I want to bring it back because I have the ears to all the originators of El Paso. There's not one person whose home skills here in El Paso who has made a landmark, who has rocked places and done an outstanding job that I don't have access to. I can sit here and name them, and I got their numbers in my phone. So with that being
Man,
said, boom,
and that type of content you could just do with your phone. You don't need a camera for that shit.
for real.
You could walk up. You could put. I got a tripod. You can have it's just with your phone, boom.
Mm,
But just shooting. Like we have AI now. You can structure that shit out and
yep,
set your schedule and take it and put it in Excel, and boom, you have a schedule in
yep.
less than an hour. You know.
Man, no
So
worries.
I'm just saying, these are the type of skill sets you need in 2025 to be. You can be God with the scratching and all that shit. But if nobody know about it,
Hmm.
I'm not saying you're not gonna be successful, but you won't be able to. You're probably doing it, and you're gonna get to a point, and you're trying to establish a legacy of your skills.
Hmm.
You want people to continue to be a part of your journey. And you're going to have to bless somebody with the skill that you've been working 20,
Yeah.
30, 40, 50 years on.
Predecessor, man. Somebody that's gonna follow up on the craft.
Right. But you can
Yeah.
affect a lot more people digitally than you can in person.
Person,
You see
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so, but that means leveraging your skill set and being able to compartmentalize it and then take that piece and make sure it's available to somebody else.
Mm.
Hmm.
So I mean, that's my big thing, man. I'll be preaching it. You already
Oh yeah.
know.
Oh, I got the business. Trust me.
um, Man, that's a lot going on right now. Let's talk about current events. Hey, man, what you think about Irv Gotti passing away, man?
I mean, I'll take the wheel. First thing I'll say is, do I like, you know, everything that's surrounding his death?
No.
No, because I believe truly that death it is to be respected, right?
Yeah,
I don't care what type of life he lived or whatever. Like you respect someone that has lost a life. I won't take away from his catalog, what he's built. He's built something that most people, dream of. He had his own brand. He built a record label. I mean, he formed alliances. Shout out to Ja Rule, Ashanti, and all those folks that were under Murder Inc. Records, man. And I mean, rest in peace, brother. I don't have a say in how he lived his life. I just want to look at it from a music perspective and his accomplishments. Maybe 50 Cent feels differently. I mean, we all saw his post. You know, ain't my style, but then again, I'm not 50, and I didn't go through what 50 went through with Irv and his empire. So you got to kind of juggle that thing. So I'm at a no judgment on either end. Me personally, just would have respected
yeah,
his
but that don't,
family.
don't take away from his accomplishment. What he's able to do for
Mm.
hip
Yeah,
hop.
and I would have respected his family, the ones he left behind. But then again, man, I'll be remiss if I didn't say that there's a spectrum that we don't know that Irv took 50 Cent through by
Yeah,
trying to end his career before it started, man. New Yorkers take that personal.
yeah,
Yeah, that take it to your grave. So
Literally, that's
that,
what
but
50
us, I
did.
don't think we'll do that. Like, bro, we beyond that.
yeah, man. I mean, people have issues, man. It's their business.
Yeah,
You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's between them.
I think the saddest part about it, and even I kind of fall victim to it, is not really understanding the reach that Irv had as a producer.
Right.
How many artists he produced for, how many classic beats. Obviously, he reused a lot of them in the Murder Inc. Days with Ashanti and Ja,
Yep.
but the classics that he produced for Jay-Z and DMX, like I remember growing up and thinking DMX was only produced by Swiss Beats. You know what I mean? For a while. not realizing that a lot of his classics are from Irv, and I think it's sad, it takes him passing away in order for us to really like go back and realize like, dang, he really had a reach on not just hip hop as a whole, but that time period, from what 97 to 2005.
Oh yeah.
His reach and his production skills was crazy,
Mm.
and you know, um, he just got buried this last week,
Mm.
Wow.
and seeing,
It was yesterday, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
seeing Ja Rule, up there, breaking down, and seeing for Jay-Z to pull up and be in the front row of your funeral, you had to mean something,
Man.
something. You know what I mean? So
You could take a lot from Jay-Z's playbook. Jay-Z to me is just a guy that doesn't break professionalism. He's
Yeah.
not gonna break it with you. Like, if you want to rap battle, we can rap battle. If I'm not gonna break professionalism. In other words, if I see you in public, man, it's cool. But if we get in that studio, we're gonna battle it out, and it's cool. But at the same time, if you lose your life, man, I'll be the first one at your funeral, because he's not gonna break professionalism. He's very image conscious. Conscious. That's what I always see with Jay-Z. Like, he's conscious of his image. And he's quick to several ties. Like, even with Puff, man, you're not gonna sit here and tell me that him and Puff, man, they didn't have a great relationship.
Mhm.
But he knows how to sever ties when he see the walls of Jericho falling in on you.
Right. It's
So
like perception.
yeah,
And we say a whole lot of things mean power. Knowledge is power,
yeah,
but also perception is power.
yep,
And so, yeah, man, I can understand somebody trying to protect their brand based on certain situations or whatever.
right.
But speaking of situations, how do you feel the role of a DJ still plays in this current day?
Ah,
you want me to take this one?
yeah, man, because he's more on the scene, man. I'm off the scene, man.
Oh man. As far as like the DJ's connection to like artists, bro,
Yes.
it's hard now. Like it's
They try to be cheap. Does it seem like they try to be
cheap,
cheap with their DJ?
It's even bigger than that.
and it's just I feel like there's just a whole separation because at the you know at the origin of hip hop, there is no rapper.
Yeah.
There's a DJ,
Mhm.
there's a sound system, there's breakers, and there's graffiti artists.
Yeah.
And then somebody decides, hey, let me jump on this mic and hype the crowd up. Let me MC.
Yep.
And, from, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince to, CL Smooth and Pete Rock, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Wherever you want to take it in those earlier days, it was always a DJ, and a rapper. And it's like now it's like you're a rapper, you get a producer to send you 20 beats, you're in your little home studio,
You good?
knock out 20 songs, and you can grab whatever DJ. It could be the guy that presses buttons,
Yeah.
or it could be, somebody with some real skills, but the crowd doesn't so much care for that anymore. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Don't
And
care for what?
Breaking artists.
yeah, like the DJ really like being up front and like showing like, hey,
Oh yeah.
this is what we do.
Being attached to it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
it's like a separation
It's
is
two
going on,
separate
yeah.
things now.
Mhm.
And it's sad because like I remember as a kid, I'm watching, Rap City,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they would always have the part of the show where they pan the camera over to the DJ
Right.
Mhm.
and he's doing something cool. You know what I
He
mean?
has to be there.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
That's true.
And then they go to the booth later and they do the freestyle.
Yeah, I grew
Yep.
up that way.
Yeah,
I grew up that way too. I'm the type still that's looking for where the DJ at.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the artists or the record labels, whatever it is, there's a separation between that now. And on the flip side of that, I feel like DJs, they kind of, at least me personally, like I'm kind of, I don't really feel like pushing you know, new artists as much unless like I really see like who you are and what you're doing as an artist. If you got a hot song, that's cool. But if it don't pop, when the first time I play it, I'm leaving it alone.
Hey, I'm like I'm a big movie guy. I'm like my man's off the movie Brown Sugar, and he had the hip hop Dalmatians, Ren and 10. I'm like that, man. I've lost the love, man. Like if you know, I've lost the love for it because the minute that the artist started to discredit, you know, the disc jockey, the DJ, the one that's responsible for getting you unnumbered amount of spins in some of the hottest places, I just lost the love for it, man. You know, so now it's just your monetary value now. Like, bro, if you pay, I'll play it.
It's
If
like,
not, get on, man.
it's like the money separated the
Yeah.
art
The
the
disrespect.
rapper from the DJ when they were really in fact they were created together.
The disrespect.
Right.
The disrespect happened. When the disrespect happened, that's why you got folks like Alicia Keys popping off.
And her husband's a DJ
And
and producer.
I just thought about that. Her husband, Swiss
That's
Beats,
crazy.
man. How do you not know what DJs do? You know,
Yes.
this man is one of the coldest.
Yes.
I know he pulled her aside like, babe, like what? You know,
Yes.
but she felt how she felt,
And
right?
that's not to discredit like local rappers and local MCs. They will be the first one to show you love and be like, hey bro, if you can play it, play it. If you can't, I
It's all
understand.
good.
You know what I mean? But just check it out. They just want you to hear it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'll always respect that. But it's like anybody who signed, you know, to a label or got a distribution deal, you know, they just kind of make the music and then their management gets it sent out, you know. And it's like, that's cool. But like, it used to be where, you know, shout out, he mentioned Poncho earlier. USA All-Star DJs. It used to be, hey man, we're getting on a conference call this week. Hey, who needs DJ drops?
Right.
We get Waka Flocka's doing DJ drops.
Oh,
boom, boom, boom,
wow.
boom, boom.
Oh yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
Man,
That's
Mark.
crazy.
and then Waka Flocka would even be like, hey, bro, when I pull up to El Paso, let me know where you at. I'll pull up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's just little things like that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of artists slide through El Paso all the time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So for them to not even pay respect to, you know, especially like the older artists, you know what I mean? It's like, man, we kind of made your career, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But like Fuse said, it was the disrespect that just kind of turned us off to it. You know what I mean?
And then they talk bad about you too, man. Like, oh, hey, F that DJ. Look how Wiz Khalifa. I'm telling you, I'm much of a Wiz Khalifa fan. I care whether he don't make another record. I don't care. But what you can't do, I don't care. Even if the DJ man don't, it's another grown man. I tell you, if he had did it to the right DJ, he'd be missing a piece of his jaw. If he had did it to the right DJ, he just did it to a DJ that was more mild, humble, and meek. Man, try doing that with like a DJ. What's my man from is it Dallas? No, not Dallas, Houston.
Michael Watts.
Michael Watts, but the other one too is another one, man. Cole. He was on BET for the Cypher. What's his name? God, I can't believe I don't remember his name.
From Houston, DJ Premier?
Premier. Try doing that to Premier. Premier would have broke Wiz Khalifa jaw right there on the set. Stop being disrespectful because we don't disrespect the artist, bro. We just do what you say. You know, if we messed up, bro, okay, we messed up. Don't be disrespectful. I mean, you calling a man all outside his name. I mean, belittling the dude. I would have took whatever microphone that I had wirelessly and I would have broken on your jaw. Straight up. Just for the disrespect. Because they come at you like that. The DJ made a simple mistake. It's cool. Do like Jamie Foxx did. Jamie Foxx did a pop-up at a New York club, right? I ain't gonna lie. Like Jamie Foxx set him up perfectly. He was supposed to drop the Alicia Keys and Jay-Z joint. In New York. Man, I don't know what this dude did. Jamie Foxx gave this man like 8 minutes to find this song. I don't know what DJ that was. But, Jamie just like, boy, I tell you, he played a Busta Rhymes song, Don't This Hit Maker, whatever.
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, I was at the house like,
Passing Cavassier?
like, they're in New York. I want to say they're at the 4040 Club.
Wow.
It's lit.
Yes.
Jamie Foxx is in the building.
Wow.
And
He's MCing the whole
this
thing.
is pre-stroke Jamie Foxx.
Wow.
He live. Album just dropped, about a year ago. He's still hot. New movies everywhere. It's Jamie Foxx, man. He set him up. Jamie Foxx can sing, bro. This dude gift is unmatched, bro. He sets him up. He say, what's the New York anthem? And he started singing it in New York. The crowd is feeding this song. Like, if you don't play this song at about 15 seconds as a DJ, as a matter of fact, that's too long. If you don't hit your search box and drop that song, you trash. But what did Jamie Foxx do? He just kind of like pat him on the back, like, brother, like, yeah, try again whenever I decide to pop back up.
Get it together.
That brings it full circle. That's why some artists feel like they can act like that, because they're used to seeing the guys that are out there pressing buttons.
Yeah.
He
killed the moment. But I like how Jamie Foxx handled it. Like, Jamie Foxx could have got real rude, like, man, what are you, stupid or something? Could have went that way, but he didn't do that. He just was like, all right, brother, hey, I'm out, man. Let me go finish drinking or whatever the case may be. But that's what I mean. Just be respectful, man.
Man, I think, you got to be ready for whatever you do. Big opportunity. Don't drop the ball. For real. Hey, so we got a little bit of time left. All right, so let's just talk about the Ultimate DJ Battle 2025. All right, what can the people that are going to check out the DJ Battle, what can they expect? And man, where can they go to see it, man? Talk about the show.
Well, we have, man, how many DJs we have? We got some heavy hitters this year.
About 8.
I think it's about 8 DJs. Out of the 8, it's about 4 or 5 heavy hitters, meaning that they've either won battles before or placed very close to first place. They got a lot of culture, a lot of skill set, a lot of character. They already talking trash online. It's up, man. So you can expect a show like no other. I can honestly say, since I've been here for 11 years, I don't think I'm ever going to experience a show like it to this point, because there's so much heat. Like, generally in the previous battles, you probably had about maybe 3 that was really like you didn't know which way it was going to go. This year, bro, you got people coming from all over, man. And I can only just say, man, shout out to yourself, man, and just people just getting that word out there. So the DJ battle is going to be hosted on the 23rd of this month, February. It's going to be at
Funk Myers Rec Room.
Funk Myers Rec Room. All right. And for local personnel that's here in El Paso, it's right off Lee Trevino. You can't miss it. It's where we try to keep the culture alive. Shout out to Funk Myers, man. They still do vinyl nights there, right?
Yeah, Next Connection DJs.
Yeah, they just try to keep the culture alive there at that place. And it's going to be there. It's going to be live, man. Get there on time. What time does it start?
4 p.m.
4 p.m., right? Get there on time, man. It's going to be an amazing time.
There's no admission fee.
Yeah, no admission fee.
You come out and enjoy these artists come out and do their thing for the free. Just go ahead and buy you a drink at the bar, tip your bartender, and enjoy yourself.
And one thing that I always say, and even when I was participating in the battles, all of you local venue owners, all of everybody who's looking for a DJ, who's looking for somebody that is going to take your crowd to the next level, this is where you start shopping. This is where you're going to get your money's worth. You have so many people that own venues, event halls, and they're looking for, suitable DJs to cover, complicated events. You can't just be a hip hop guy. You can't just be an R&B guy. or whatever. You have to be very multifaceted, very open format here in this city because this is a mixed culture city and it's predominantly Latino though. So you got to have a heavy Bad Bunny crate, ready to rock as long as it correlates with, some hip hop, man, because let's face it, hip hop is the number one genre in the world. It's been for the last couple of years now. And what do you know? Your library doesn't have hip hop, brother. You can't call yourself a DJ.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this is what we go. This is it, man. This is going to be the
Ninth.
ninth annual DJ battle. Boy, I'm trying to think. Now 7 is the number, 6 is the number of man. I'm trying to think about that number 8.
Yeah, 9 is a strong number too.
Yes, it's just I'm like that, man. I'm telling you, I know this is gonna be special, man. Because man, listen, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. T.O was supposed to be a judge, man, but that shows you his competitive nature, man. Like, hey, he's a El Paso representative, man, born and raised in Houston, right? Or born here?
Born and raised El Paso.
Born and raised in El Paso. I know you spent time in Houston, right? No, or you got family in Houston.
I got some.
You got some family in Houston, but he gets some of his origin from Houston, but pretty much born and raised here in El Paso. He's fighting for that title. I can tell you right now.
This is breaking right now because T.O was supposed to be a judge.
I am supposed to be a judge.
Are you a judge? Are you judging or are you competing?
Yeah, I'm sitting down next to.
Okay.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I thought he was gonna battle.
No.
Cut that part. My bad.
Yeah.
No,
we talked about it last time.
Oh,
yeah. So it's a possibility in like
in
maybe
the
next
future.
year
Yeah.
or the future.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I thought he was gonna get
DJs,
my fault.
beware. You show out too much, man. The reigning champ might come back.
Hey, what they say, man?
COSN.
Let sleeping giants rest. let them rest, be. Don't make us come out of retirement.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah. You putting the battery in his back right
my
now.
bad. My fault. I thought he was gonna pop out. My fault. My bad. I stand corrected. So he's gonna be judging with me, man. It's gonna be good. But hey, man, let us rest, man. Don't start talking no trash. I see some trash talk online, boy.
Right.
Whoa. It's juicy. That's tempting. But this is going to be the battle of the greats, man. Some of these guys, man, I've admired watching, for years, man, since I've been here, man. Bless One, Jazz,
Jazzanaut.
Yeah, Jazzanaut, or One Man Jazz.
Yes.
He got some names, but just best believe that boy is a threat on them tables. Good God. James Boogie, shout out to last year, but brother, it ain't gonna be like that this year. You finna see the real heat of El Paso.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Colors. Yeah.
Yeah, what else you got to say about the battle, DJ T.O?
Man, I'm personally excited. We got Mr. Sinister of the Executioners coming down, performing as well, and judging. So we get to sit next to,
greats, bro.
The Executioners. You know what I mean? Rock Raider, Rob Swift.
How did they get that guy down here? But that's okay. Don't worry. I'm getting the autograph.
Definitely excited about that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mark X is going to be performing as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What is his name? I can't. Dig'em Smack.
Yeah.
He's going to be on set
He's
too.
going to be doing a video set.
Yeah.
To kick it all off. Dope hip hop set. Man.
And then me, I'm going to bring the video production.
Yes. Yeah. To capture it all. Shout out you for doing this the last couple years.
Hey, I want to thank you guys for coming onto the show. Hopefully, if you watching, you're dealing with the best right here, DJ T.O. And man, we'll see y'all at the show this Sunday, February 23rd, 4 p.m. at Fort Myers Rec Room. Be there at B Square.
Let's get it.